2025 was an absolute wild ride. From MegaCon Orlando to San Diego Comic-Con to Heroes Con to New York Comic-Con, I was all over the country with Rups Comics, whatnot, and eBay. But in between all of that, I made some time to read because this has been the best year, in my opinion, for readers, collectors, variant covers, whatever it may be. So let's dive into some of my favorite books, stories, covers of the year, and break down why they are so important to me. Like you saw in the intro, my thoughts of the year were absolutely incredible. From readers and collectors, it has just been a crazy, crazy year, and some of the best for anybody, in my opinion. From Marvel, DC, Image, Independence, it's pick and choose. There's some good, there's some bad, but there are way more good stories out there than bad. So we're gonna start off with the very first one, and it's something that hits very near and dear with me, and it is gonna be Transformers. These books are in no order. They're just some of my favorite reads of the year, but I have issue number 1, first print by Daniel Warren Johnson. I know this started last year, but continuing through this year, the emotion, the storytelling, everything, I have become such a diehard Transformers. From Daniel Warren Johnson now to Dan Mora, and now we have Robert Kirkman taking the lead. It has just been an absolutely breathtaking story, and for me, something super near and dear. I was a Michael Bay Transformers. I didn't grow up with the Gen 1 stuff. I'm a 90s kid, but from this book, I have went back, watched the movies, the old cartoons, everything. I collected some of the toys that you can see. He's right over here. I just rearranged my room, so I don't even know where everything is. But like I said, man, it has just made me such a huge fan of the Gen 1 stuff, and Daniel Warren Johnson, as you're gonna see, is one of my favorite writers, cover artists, and everything. So if you have not read Transformers, pick up a trade, grab it, because next year, I'm calling it now, this has the potential to be the next Invincible universe. We have the movies that aren't tied in, but if you haven't seen, we are getting an HBO Max animation strictly from the Energon universe, directed by Robert Kirkman. So if you know what Invincible's doing, make sure you guys are picking up your Transformers. Right on the heels of Transformers, we have Void Rivals. More of the Energon universe, and in my opinion, this is the glue that holds everything together. Multiple first appearances. This is issue number 1, first print. I have every single cover, been reading this stuff from the start, but this is really what pushes the story along, tells you what's going on in the universe. It's not super tied into Transformers, but when it does tie into Transformers and G.I. Joe and Duke and Cobra Commander, it hits very hard. So if you haven't been reading Void Rivals, same thing with Transformers. It might be a little hard to find the raw issues, but plenty of trades, and you definitely want to check this stuff out. Check out anything with the EU in the corner box, and then that's going to let you know that it's part of the Energon universe. We're going to keep that Daniel Warren Johnson train rolling. Like I said, he's one of my favorite writers, creators, and everything, and I do have his Kickstarter unboxing coming soon, but this is The Moon is Following Us. This is issue number 1. It is signed by Daniel Warren Johnson, and this is another story that just completely caught me off guard. The storytelling, the emotion, everything. The final issue just hit me in the feels. Like I said, Daniel Warren Johnson just does something with the storytelling, and then something that was really cool is it's an alternate universe. Like, some of it's in Dream World and some of it's in the real life. So in the real life, Daniel Warren Johnson did all the artwork, hit all those emotions, hit all those characters and everything. And then Riley Rosmo did the kind of Dream World state and fantasy aspect, which was phenomenal. Gave the book a little bit of a different tone, and then you had Mike Spicer on the colors, who always crushes it. So again, Moon is Following Us. I think it was an 8 or 9 issue series. Pick it up in trade. Always highly recommend anything from Daniel Warren Johnson. Here is another team that I've been trying to tell you guys about for months. If you're not reading anything from Ghost Machine, this book and the next 2 books are going to hopefully change your mind, but this is actually Hyde Street. This is the 1 per store. I think that's what this one was. 1 per store or something like that, issue number 1. I picked this up during New York Comic-Con, so got it for a great steal. But this, in my opinion, is one of the best horror books that was out there. Such a great story, man. Jeff Johns, Ivan Reis, man. The artwork, Brad Anderson, the coloring, Rob Lay, like, absolutely just crushes it. So Hyde Street is another book. I think we're on issue like 7 or 8. You might be able to pick up some back issues and things like that. All you need to do is look for the Ghost Machine imprint, and in my opinion, anything by them is a must read, and we have some live action stuff coming up as well. Staying with Ghost Machine, I started with Geiger and Junkyard Joe. I picked them up as trades, and then I just absolutely fell in love with this company. But we have Geiger. This is one of the newer issues. If you have not read this actually has just crossed over with another character. It's been out for a week or 2, but spoilers, give you guys a second. If you didn't know, Redcoat, my boy, that is coming in live action next year. We're probably going to get trailers at some point soon, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some casting. But man, Redcoat is another great book from Ghost Machine. It's just not one of my favorites because I'm not a history buff, but I love it and collect it the same. We're getting Redcoat in live action, and he just crossed over with Geiger. Man, the artwork, again, the storytelling is absolutely phenomenal. They just do it on another level, and the quality of the books, it's super high quality cardstock with the back covers, the interiors and everything. So again, another trade that you definitely need to pick up because we're pretty far into volume 2. Next, we have our final Ghost Machine book, and these are in no particular order, but this was actually my 2024 read of the year. This is Rook Exodus issue number 8. This just came back, so we're only 2 or 3 issues in it, but man, Jeff Johns, Jason Fabok, some of the best interiors in comics. It's so clean, it's so stunning. Brad Anderson, Rob Lay, again, like I said, everything they do is just amazing. The world building, the storytelling, everything they do in this book, in my opinion, is what a comic book should strive for. So if this was 5, 6, 7 issues in, you know, if we were on issue like 18 or 15 or 16 or whatever, this would hands down be my 2025 read of the year. So Rook Exodus, we're only 2 issues into the new arc, 3 maybe. I can't, like I said, I read a lot of books, but either way, this out of every book I'm going to talk about tonight is one you must read. So Rook Exodus is a must read. Definitely pick it up. As you can see, I read a lot of Image and Independence and stuff like that, and that's just what I grew up on, what I love. But we're going to talk about 2 Marvel books that were actually very surprising, and in my opinion, Marvel kind of had an okay year, and then at the end, with the Ultimate Blind Bag stuff, the damages and everything, it's been a rough year. So hopefully in 2026, with all the Doom and Avengers stuff, they can turn it back around. But this book, Ultimate Wolverine, I know the Ultimate stuff has been played out a little bit, and I'm not a big X-Men guy at all, but Ultimate Wolverine, each issue should be red banned. It's super violent, it's super gritty. Ultimate Wolverine is actually the Winter Soldier, and there's multiple first appearances in this. This has the full X-Men, Magic, Colossus, all of them, and we just saw Ultimate Phoenix in the last issue. So Ultimate Wolverine, Ultimate Spider-Man has been solid as well, but in my opinion, Ultimate Wolverine is the strongest out of them, so pick that up and trade. If you see Predator versus anything Black Panther, Spider-Man, kills the Marvel Universe, they're all crazy. Super gory, again, should be red band books, but they're not. I don't know what Marvel is doing with their red band stuff, but always grab these. These are going to be a super fun trade, and they're fun books and cool covers. So if you're into Predator, if you're into just some fun books, gratuitous violence, and just seeing your normal Marvel character get their butts kicked because they normally don't, pick up some Predator versus anybody. So definitely recommend. We got 2 more, and I think I'm going to do 2 at a time, just kind of speed things up so you guys can get on with your New Year's plans. And again, if you're new around here, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Stay safe this holiday season and New Year's. I am pumping out videos, daily shorts, whatnot, eBay, Rups Comics, everything. Make sure you guys are checking it out on Instagram. But my next 2 books are going to be Feral and Exquisite Corpses. We're going to talk about Feral first, and I actually have the retailer edition. I think this was one of the Comics Pro. I picked this up from one of our own Rups Comics whatnot like a year ago. It's been a while, but Feral, love. Stray Dogs, love. I have all the horror homages. I actually have original artwork from Trish Forstner that she did a sketch cover of both my cats, Patches and Key, and then I actually got that signed by Tony Fleece. So man, Feral has just been non-stop, and if you haven't checked it out, check out issue number 9. Look in the back, there's a section called Keyboard Cats. Both of my cats are in there, so that is the one I got signed and remarked and everything, so I'm a big fan. Stray Dogs, Feral, and I think there's going to be a crossover here soon, so stay tuned. Here is another one that totally surprised me. This is Exquisite Corpses, James Tynion. I've tried James Tynion's reading a few times. It's just not for me. I've tried The Deviant, Something's Killing the Children, a couple of his other books. He's great and all that, but it's just really slow pacing and it just wasn't my style. But man, Exquisite Corpses changed all of that. I have went in all the variants. I have multiple signed books, multiple exclusives, everything. I love, love, love the story. Rascal Randy, that's my pick to win it all. He's still going strong, so we're gonna see, but this is actually the 1 in 25 variant. So man, Exquisite Corpses, it's kind of like DCKO, except very, very violent, kind of like Hunger Games style. Everybody gets dropped into a town, has to fight everybody. So man, definitely check it out. And I think there's a volume 1 trade or something because the issues might be a little hard to find. I think it's going to be coming to live action or option or something, and each issue comes with its own trading card, so it's actually going to be a trading card game that I'm collecting as well. So Exquisite Corpses, one of my other big recommendations for the year. We have 2 more sets of books, and I'm going to end it with the 3 most influential reads that kind of took over my collecting by storm. So we have a Bug Wars by Jason Aaron, and then a Pop Kill, and I can't show you it all because I have the nudie version, but absolutely amazing, man. Jimmy Palmiotti, Johnson, man, Pop Kill, so good. We'll get to that in a second, but Bug Wars, like I said, totally surprised me, man. Jason Aaron writes phenomenally. Bug Wars, it's kind of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets, I don't even know, man. It's super kind of adult themed. A lot of people die, things like that, but it doesn't really matter because they're all kind of like bug people. The dude gets shrunk down and he has human strength, so he just punches right through people. But Bug Wars was an absolutely, shot in the dark, and I fell in love with it. And now we're getting another one-shot mini coming in January. So if you're a fan of it, pick it up. Again, trades, I always recommend to read everything in trade. But like I said, I can't show this Pop Kill cover, but Pop Kill was awesome. Had no idea. I've never really read anything from Mad Cave Studios, so it was a super big surprise for me. But it's basically about 2 soda company owners, and it kind of reminds me of Fallout. If you ever played Fallout, like Sunset Sarsaparilla and all that, Robotech or whatever, but they're right across the street from each other. They're both brothers. It gets wild. It gets crazy. If you're into spies, if you're into Hitman, definitely recommend picking up Pop Kill. Another book I have multiple signed stuff and some sketch covers as well. So definitely check it out. All these, if you can't find them in trade, look online. Like I said, if you're into that kind of style, Pop Kill is definitely a recommendation. It's super funny, it's super gritty. Both of these books are, and like I've been saying, these might be a little hard to find on the racks because I am showing a lot of issue number 1s. Some of these issue number 1s have gone crazy on the aftermarket too, but I'm a reader and collector. I still read them anyway. But look at your local library, comic shop, or anything, or online. You can find trades and you can find collected editions for a lot cheaper. These next 3 set of books have basically took over my year of collecting by storm. So we're gonna show first Invincible Battle Beast. I was already a huge fan of Invincible, but Invincible Battle Beast changed the game. I actually have, if you can see, sorry, it's in a hard stack, but signed by Ryan Ottley and the cover artist. This is the Invincible Versus San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This thing is, when it came out, it was like a $300-400 book. I have no idea what it is now, but I have it double signed. So again, shout out to Paul and the 619 for hooking me up. But man, I was a huge Invincible fan. I wasn't reading comics when Invincible came out. As you can see, I have my Invincible keepsake boxes and sealed boxes and slabs and all that right there on my shelf, but I wasn't reading comics when Invincible came out, so I was never able to live in the fandom. And now that Battle Beast was a thing, was on the shelf, I could talk with other fans, talk with other community members, go to the shop, pick it up, go to artists, talk to them about it, and it has been amazing. I have almost 2 short boxes full of Invincible and Battle Beast, and it has just fueled my collection on another level. So I cannot wait for next year, for March to come, the game, the new season, and this book to come back, because if you don't know, he's going to be fighting Conquest, and that's going to be insane. The last single issue I have before we get into the big 3 of the year, but you know it. Mark Spears Monsters. This is actually the metal for the Mark Spears Monster and the Wolf. I have the signed edition up there, some Kickstarter cards and everything. But man, Mark Spears has just absolutely sent me into a frenzy. Call it a cult, call it whatever you want to call it. I love that dude. I was able to meet him at Nirvana Comics in early April. Super nice guy. Drove 8 or 9 hours down there, stayed up overnight. Loved that experience. I have 2 short boxes. I'm only missing a couple covers. I don't have the medals and I don't have some of the 101s and things like that, but every variant, exclusive drops, things like that. I have signed stuff, remarked stuff, as you can see right over my shoulder. Boom, the 9.0 had a little bit of a crease, but it is what it is. But I have went absolutely all in, and if you haven't checked out Monster and the Wolf, Monsters, the blind bags. You may or may not be into blind bags, but the newest ones were awesome. The story is great as well. They're not just good art, they're not just good things like that. Check out his process, how he does stuff. He paints, he does it digitally, he freehand draws, does everything in the craft. So man, Mark Spears is a great person for the hobby, a great person for the community, and we need more of him in the hobby, in my opinion. So again, love the dude to death, love everything he's doing, and hopefully he continues it and can't wait to see where his success leads. If you stuck around this long in the video, we're at the end, and you know it. When I said the big three, you should have assumed that it was absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. We have the first print Wonder Woman, we have the first print Superman, and then I have a 9.8 Batman, I have a first print Batman, a signed and remarked Dragotta, I have an entire short box of variants, and I've never really collected DC heavily before this year. I mean, I would read DC, I would be in and out, but man, like Superman and Wonder Woman, they were just not favorite characters of mine. I would read a little bit of Batman, but could never get into them. So whenever I would pull DC books, I would just sell them. But then absolute Batman, absolute universe, all in, all that came like a train wreck. I saw it coming a mile away. I have been on it since the beginning. I'm missing a few variants, but the main covers and things like that, like I said, I have signed stuff, I have original art, I have sketch covers, I have so much. It's starting to get out of hand, but I have absolutely loved, no pun intended, the stories from the beginning. Absolute Batman is amazing, as you know, but Absolute Wonder Woman and Superman are just as good, and I've never been fans of them as a character or collecting them or reading, and now I'm so excited for the future. Absolute Green Lantern is okay. I jumped off at about issue 8 or 9. Absolute Flash was not for me. I'm not a big Flash guy, but it's all been solid. But as you can see, this book sells for like $200 or $300 raw. And it's not because of the cover, it's because of the stories. So there's collectors like me that have just changed the game. DC, it's just tough to read. There's a lot of history behind Wonder Woman. There's a lot of history behind these characters. And now that it's a brand new universe and we were able to jump in from the gate, and especially Absolute Batman with some of these wild characters like Joker and Bane and all the grittiness and everything. And now we're getting crossed over with Wonder Woman and they're coming in DCKO. I just can't wait. It has just been full throttle for me. And again, much praise to DC, all the writers, all the creators, all the artists. You guys have absolutely crushed it. And like I said, I'm an Image fanboy, independent fanboy to the death, but DC has just been next level this year. So that's it. I know this was a longer video, but I wanted to get this up. I want to wish you guys a happy new year and a safe new year. Thank you for rocking with me from the beginning, or if you're new, I do appreciate it. Hit all the descriptions. I'm live on Whatnot. I'm live on eBay. 2026 is going to be even bigger for me, my personal life, my hobby with Rups Comics, my business ventures and everything. So make sure you guys are following YouTube, Instagram, Whatnot, eBay, all that kind of stuff. We are eternally grateful. Anybody who watches, anybody who likes, anybody who interacts with me, it means the world. So 2026 is a fresh start. I don't set goals, I don't set expectations, I don't set any of that, but I do set certain milestones that I'd like to hit. So those milestones are always important to me. If you don't set those goals too high, you can never fall short. So again, 2026 is a brand new year, a brand new day, and a brand new opportunity for all of us. Make sure you don't just commit to January, February, whatever. Commit now and commit through all the end of the year. So I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Stay legendary. But most importantly, I hope you guys always find what you're looking for. Thank you.